my Icy Chili, my Libra Queen, and my Benji. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning.
Oh, and we have some message in the chat. So
Yay.
so happy birthday. So the founder of this lovely website, Chatmosa, it is her brother's birthday. So happy birthday to that Capricorn King. And I remember I think he listened to a show one time and we scared the hell out of him. So shout out to that Capricorn King.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Kevin.
Happy birthday to you, and we hope you have many, many, many more. Enjoy your special day. And speaking of special, we have our hot tea cold cash giveaway.
Woo.
Now, for the giveaway terms and conditions, head over to auntiederic.com /hot tea cold cash. Again, that is auntiederic.com /hot tea cold cash. So we have three more chances for a lucky winner to win $100 from this show. How you gain entries into this giveaway: you RSVP to every upcoming live show. You, for an additional entry, you attend that live show and stay in its entirety. And you can gain another entry by posting about my show on your social media and using the hashtag Auntie Derek. And also, don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. It's completely free to subscribe, so that way you'll stay in the know. And you head over to auntiederic.com and hit the big green subscribe button at the top left. So subscribe to a bitch. So now I think with all of that, honey, we could just go ahead. We have some juicy, juicy tea, honey, hot tea to get through. So we can go ahead and just jump right in.
Oh, juicy tea time.
And it is, and you know what we like to start off with.
Diddy knows.
I told you, honey. Well, y'all see I have here by way of deadline. You see where it says Diddy still pondering suing Netflix over Reckoning series, but his prison release date is moved up. And remember, we actually talked yesterday. Who was it? Mark Garagos. He said that Diddy may be getting released early, and we was like, why would he say that? Does he know something that we don't know? Apparently, he did. So, give me 1 second. It's oh, sorry, it wants me to disable my ad blocker. Let me just do that real quick. Damn you, deadline. So let me allow on this site and refresh. And now we see the whole story. Okay. So now this is an exclusive with Deadline. So Sean Combs' beef with Netflix and 50 Cent over Sean Combs' The Reckoning could add another court date to the All About the Benjamins performers already pretty full calendar. Amidst the abundance of sexual assault civil complaints, the incarcerated Diddy is currently fighting plus a December 23rd filed criminal case appeal, a new prison release date. The Bad Boy Records founder may soon be coming through on his threats and taking the Ted Sarandos run streamer and longtime rival rapper too. Sean Combs and his team are still pondering their legal options over the Netflix docuseries and the stolen footage. A spokesperson for the Bad Boys Records founder told Deadline today about the chart topping The Reckoning and the series revealing behind the scenes of a scheming Diddy in the days leading up to his September 2024 arrest. Currently behind bars at the low security Fort Dix in New Jersey, Combs escaped the big ticket sex trafficking and RICO charges on July 2nd, but was found guilty by the jury on two lesser counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Facing literal dozens and dozens of civil suits across the nation, and a new sexual battery probe opened last month by the LA County Sheriff's Department, Combs was sentenced to 30 months in early October. With time served taken into account, the Federal Bureau of Prisons had him originally set to be let out on May 8th of 2028 if there were no incidents or citations. Then, once Combs was transferred to the far cushier Garden State facility, he was set to be released on June 4th of 2028, which we talked about here on the show. Now, unless his fast track appeal proves a winner, Diddy is getting out on May 25th of 2028, according to the latest info from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. No reason was given for this latest change and why just over a week was shaved off of Combs' time in the joint. Fact is, like so many things in life, it sometimes takes authorities a bit of time to get the math correct in incarceration matters for both high profile convicts and regular old bad guys. Even before the four-part Alexandria Stapleton directed Reckoning was launched on the global streamer on December 2nd, lawyers for Diddy tried to have it shut down, calling Curtis 50 Cent Jackson EP The Reckoning a shameful hit piece. That December 1st cease and desist letter proclaimed the footage of Combs in an NYC hotel room ranting at his defense lawyers was stolen and illegally obtained, which we talk about here. Um, According to co-CEO Sarandos of Corporate Retribution from allegedly being rebuffed by Combs on a 2024 docu-project, the letter went on to say, as you are undoubtedly aware, Mr. Combs has not hesitated to take legal action against media entities and others who violate his rights, and he will not hesitate to do so against Netflix. Earlier this month, the streamer offered its own version of events to what the often hyperbolic Combs claimed was really going on. The project has no ties to any past conversations between Combs and Netflix, a spokesperson for the streamer said of Sarandos and Diddy's professional relationship, and any other docu-project. The footage of Combs leading up to his indictment and arrest were legally obtained. This is not a hit piece or an act of retribution. Curtis Jackson is an executive producer but does not have creative control. No one was paid to participate. Perhaps unintentionally providing some degree of legal coverage to Netflix, so-called Sean Combs documentarian Michael Oberles on December 10th offered up how the hotel footage ended up in the reckoning. The footage in question was not released by me or anyone authorized to handle Sean Combs' material. It was by a third party who covered for me for 3 days while I was out of state, he said. Oh, I guess maybe that's why they're saying it's stolen, quote unquote, anywho. It should be noted that Netflix has been in a similar situation before over what was called stolen footage, and the streamer came up the winner in court. Attempts in 2022 by members of orgasmic meditation organization One Taste to shut down the docu Orgasm Inc. over misappropriated footage failed. The streamer successfully argued in LA Superior Court that they had come across the video of training session legally and that a lot of what Orgasm Inc. showed with faces blurred was already out in public. Undoubtedly, with One Taste case in mind, Combs' Reckoning lawyers must be weighing the odds of court victory with that precedent. Certainly, the stakes that are so much lower now. The well-watched docuseries has been online for almost a month. On a parallel track, Diddy's attorney, in his much hyped and already expedited appeal, finally got around to putting an official document in the court docket just before Christmas, trashing Judge Arun Subramanian for supposedly acting like the 13th juror. The filing wants the Second Circuit Court of Appeals to spring Combs out of free one way or another ASAP. ASAP, excuse me. If the and you know what, I'm not even going to finish this because we've read about all of this to death, really. So yeah, so we learned. Long story short, with this really long exclusive from Deadline, he will be getting out on May 28th of 2028, and they are saying that it may be a clerical error. Maybe the math was incorrect with those in authority. So I, okay, that's what it is. Sure, administrative error. Honey. We just made a little mistake because look, it's gonna be 1 week shaved off. Then it's gonna be 1 year. Then, that's how the shit start. hmm So that's that on that. He is so getting out. So Mark Garrigo said he may be getting out earlier yesterday. We have learned that he is indeed getting out a week earlier, as of what we know now. Well, that's enough Diddy news for the day. So let's talk about some Cardi B and Stephon Diggs news, honey. So Cardi B has said that she has been getting like a lot of mean comments about her relationship and her new child. So she has a message for those haters, baby. Just like knock it off. Like calm down. Are y'all okay? So you see, I just have shared this article with TMZ. Cardi B claps back at mean fans over Stephon Diggs hate. So let me share my screen and we're just gonna watch this quick video of Cardi B with a message to those who got a lot to say about her man, and her baby.
Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. Is y'all cool? Y'all been dragging me for 3 or 4 days. Y'all been and y'all been a little bit too mean. Like I now. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change. I can't change. I can't go back in time. You know what I'm saying? I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my huh? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to leave my man and yours? You want me to leave my man and just go and yours? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? What y'all want me to do? We can only go forward now. So I don't know. 2026 is in a couple of days. I have so much work to do once January starts that is stressing me out. I'm gonna be away from my babies, away from my personal life, away from my home. I have to rehearse for 10 to 12 hours a day for tour. There is so many uh elements of production that I'm missing for tour. I'm already super stressed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm already super stressed out. I need my support system, my fans to love me. I want y'all to come to my tour and enjoy yourself with me. Don't be dragging me. It's enough. All right? It's enough. I love y'all. I want good for y'all. I want good for y'all. I want health, money, prosperity, happiness for this new year for y'all. Wish me the same thing, all right? Leave me alone though. Damn. Y'all scare me sometimes. Y'all a little bit.
Stefan took a picture with his one of his other babies, and baby, the fans went off. Like he's gonna have pictures with his other kids. Like what the hell?
And she asked a valid question, like, "What do y'all want me to put the baby back in my pussy? Like, I mean, what y'all want me to do to go back?" I have to say, like, it has been a little bit weird to see. And you say, like, even me, even when the baby was born, y'all saw, like, when we talked about it here on the show, and the first thing that came out of my mouth said, "You know what? Anything that I say about this will not sound like I'm an advocate for women's reproductive rights. So I'm just going to keep my comments to myself." And I really kind of feel like a lot of other people should have taken that same route, but they didn't. And now they looking kind of crazy with some of the mean things because they were really mean, really mean spirited things. They like imagine saying that, especially when we know how like women of color go through a lot of postpartum depression after a baby is born. So it was a little mean. Not the because y'all know I'm really not the biggest Cardi fan, to be completely honest. I'm not, but for my own personal reasons. But we can call a thing a thing, and it was very mean spirited. A lot of the things that were said to her. So.
Well, people have trash opinions, uh,
Mhm.
irrespective of what's going on in their own lives, what they're doing. You know, out here judging this girl like, child, like she say, what y'all want her to do? As
Mhm.
if that matters. Let her live her life. She's happy. The baby's taken care of. She happy being one of many baby mamas. What do we have to do with it? Nothing.
Not a thing. I ain't even buying that baby diapers. So
Thank you.
yeah. But honey, once the Libra is fed up, honey, look, this is a nice warning. That was a warning shot. So if she has to say this message again, it won't sound as nice. So that's that on that, honey. Well, now let's talk about Tyler Perry and his latest accuser, honey. Because remember how yesterday there were some text messages that were leaked that we talked about? And we even said, well, I was like, now it's kind of looking a little funny. I tend to believe all victims, but this is looking a little funky. Now, Mr. Mario Rodriguez, he has come out to say he don't give a damn what them text messages say. Because y'all see where it says here by way of TMZ, Tyler Perry accuser defends friendly text amid lawsuit. So, Mario Rodriguez, the man who accused Tyler Perry of sexual battery last week, says friendly text messages, the two allegedly exchanged, don't undermine his claims and are actually consistent with his account. The model and actor told People, "I want to briefly respond to what's being said about me right now. People are pointing to messages where I was polite, grateful, or vulnerable, and trying to use that to discredit me." He continues, when someone has influence over your career, your income, your future, you don't feel free. Survivors often stay cordial. They often ask for help when they feel desperate. Rodriguez adds that the messages don't negate his allegations. That does not mean abuse didn't happen. Those text messages were sent at a time when I was especially vulnerable, as can be seen from the context. Continued financial support and access are not inconsistent with abuse. They are often part of the power dynamics that follow it. We broke the story. The text allegedly show Rodriguez asking Perry for financial help to address a dental health issue. The messages also appear to show Rodriguez thanking Perry repeatedly for his support and friendship. The texts were allegedly sent before Rodriguez filed a sexual assault and sexual battery lawsuit against Perry on Christmas, accusing the movie mogul of making unwanted advances and, in one instance, allegedly grabbing his penis. Perry's attorney, Alex Spiro, strongly denies the claim, telling TMZ this is nothing but a $77 million money grab scam. And Tyler denies all allegations against him. So now, what he said was not wrong. He did not, because when you take into account to power dynamics and all of this and all of that, yes. My issue with this is, Mr. Rodriguez, the reason that I don't believe your allegations fully is because of your messaging. But let me just say, and I understand, let me just preface this, that I know everybody is not me. I know everybody don't move like me when it comes to, dealing with men, and especially men with money. However, a bitch, when you know what you know and you know how to read through the lines, like, cause let's go back, cause they even have the screenshots of the messages in here, and let's just kind of briefly go over it again. And the one that really stuck out to me was so this right here. I love how you showed it. His ass is blocked now, because apparently this is from Tyler's phone. And just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. Appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ass. So let's stop right there. You got my Mexican ass out of the. So he wants to bring attention to that ass, right? That Mexican ass. So, you got my Mexican ass out of bad places, and I just want to tell you thank you. Here's another thing that stuck out to me. I can't buy you anything, but I just want to tell you that your boy right now here appreciates you more than anything. Straight from the heart, bro. Nothing I wouldn't do for you, man. Anyways, enjoy your time, and I hope to see you again soon. So between all of these messages right here, these tell me is that you was real. I don't want to say it out loud, but I think y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So now, again, what he is saying could absolutely be true, and he is certainly not wrong when it comes to power dynamics. And so, however, I do not think it applies in this case. I don't. I don't. And so, especially when you had like when you hear about these victim stories and stuff, and when it comes to Hollywood, stuff like the Harvey Weinstein victims and stuff like that, they had to go through some really, really nasty stuff. And I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I hate to say this about a victim. I hate to say it, but I'm not buying it. But that's my opinion. So that's that on that, honey. But he's doubling down. He said those text messages don't mean a damn thing, honey. And there's a power dynamic. So take that into account. But I will certainly watch this very closely. And any new information that comes out, I will certainly update the people. So that's on that. What we got next, honey? Oh, remember yesterday we talked about Althea, Benzino's ex, who was claiming that Bobby Valentino and Benzino are bisexual and they was fucking around each other, fucking and sucking on each other allegedly. Well, Bobby Valentino and Benzino gave us their best Jada Pinkett impression. They said, "We suing." And let me see. It looks like because this is a complex article, so I think I'm going to have to do a custom article. Give me 1 second. Zeno and Bobby V. We suing. Ah, okay. And let me post the link, and then I'm gonna have to do a cute little photo for y'all. Right. And there you are. And you should see this article that I just shared by way of Complex. And the Complex article says Benzino and Bobby V deny claims they were lovers. We are about to sue. So Benzino and Bobby V are facing accusations about their relationship status, and both artists have now denied the claims via social media. Now, on Saturday, December 27th, Althea Hart hopped on Instagram to accuse the pair of having a relationship while she was dating Benzino, sharing alleged text messages between her and Benzino that she believes confirm her claim. In screenshots of an alleged message thread that appeared to be with Benzino, Hart wrote, "You was actually fucking Bobby V. Please, I tried to love you. And I have my last to provide as a mother, so you feel good about me losing my homes." After the other person on the thread, implied to be Benzino, seemingly ignores the accusation, Hart followed up by clarifying, "So you're admitting you're bisexual? I'm sorry, you're admitting your bisexuality? Oh my God." On Sunday, December 28th, both Benzino and Bobby V denied the accusations on social media and said that they plan to sue Hart for defamation of character. Keeping his first message short and sweet, Bobby V, who's currently in the UK on tour, posted a video of himself on Instagram stories, warning anyone who wants to keep making up accusations that he is no longer playing games. "It's cool. Niggas want to keep saying my name. I'm suing everybody who lying on me. I'm tired of playing games," he said in the clip. In a follow up post shared hours later, he wrote, "I have seen the blogs and the alleged text messages from Althea Hart on social media. It appears that her life is falling apart and she had decided to make false statements about me. At this point in my career, false statements of this type will only be met with lawsuits. Playtime is over," he added. Bobby V concluded, "Everyone that decides to defame me from this point forward is getting legal papers. No need to go back and forth on social media. Defaming me will have financial costs moving forward." Benzino also shared an 8-minute Instagram video from the seat of his car addressing numerous topics, including claims that Hart has been keeping the rapper from seeing their son Zeno and that she's mistreating their son by not feeding him. The former co owner of The Source alleged that Hart was recently released from a mental facility and that she has reached out to him on numerous occasions to try to get back with him, claiming that he turned down her advances. It was then that he denied ever having a romantic or sexual relationship with Bobby V. "So once I turned her down, she's pissed off now, real pissed off," he claimed. "So now it's back to, fuck my name, trying to, she's been doing this for years and years. What the fuck does Bobby Valentino got to do with anything? Like, that shit is crazy. But we're about to sue her for defamation of character." Hart hit back, asking Benzino in an Instagram post why the rapper is happy to sue her, not 50 Cent or others, including his girlfriend. "Why you want to sue your baby mama, but you don't want to sue 50 Cent? You don't want to sue Shauna Brooks. You ain't sue your girlfriend." The picture in the red drawers came from her interview, she began in her post. She added, "Benzino, you ain't ever got to worry about telling me you're happy I lost some properties. You have no life insurance, nothing to give your kid. Those weren't mine. They belong to your son and how I provided for him. So, yes, it has been a challenge lately. I asked for anything consistent, and it has been nothing." She put, nothing capitalized. She also shared what appears to be a final order paternity suit, which Hart claims shows that she has primary custody of the pair's child. "The courts do not just take a kid away from his mother, especially when she's trying her best," she captioned the post. "This man has drained me dry paying lawyer fees. Call me Big Mama, as I have always been the breadwinner providing for Zeno alone. You can't just not help out financially at all, but can't get off the internet with the BS." She added, "I would have never named him Zeno or gave him his last name. This is a nightmare I just want to be done with." Messy, 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 messy. But I love it, honey. When I'm telling you I'm living for this mess, honey, I ain't see the. Uh, do y'all think they gearing up for Is Zeno getting ready to come back on Love and Hip Hop?
I hope not.
Because when I tell you this has Love and Hip Hop storyline written all over it. But but we know Benzino messy as hell too. So, because especially with the shit he was going through with Cora Ray while she was pregnant, that shit was wild. And I just, it's really not lost on me at the age difference because how old is Benzino? Let me look him up real quick. Benzino age. Benzino is 60 years old. How old is Althea? Althea Hart. Age. 43 years old. Okay, not that big of an age difference, but still. He too old to be acting like that. And honestly, she is too. But she's an Aries, April 17th. Shout out. She got the same birthday as Shake and my friend Ashley. Shout out to them. Well, that's that on that, honey. And how old is that? How old is Zeno? You got this 43-year-old woman and this 60-year-old man. And how old Zeno age? How old is the baby? Oh, Benzino's son is 9 years old. Oh, this is bad, girl. This is bad. I was hoping he was at least a teenager or something. This is bad, girl. Well, anyway, that's that on that, honey. No, this next story. So we got to get a little serious a little bit. So we have more information about the crash that Anthony Joshua was involved in yesterday in Nigeria. So more so that he actually learned about what happened to his because remember we talked about at the time that I was reading the story, it just said that there were two men who were killed in the crash. They didn't say who the two men were at the time I was reading it. But now we have more information about that, and Anthony Joshua actually got that information from the Nigerian president. So you should see I just shared here by way of all hip hop. Nigerian president delivers heartbreaking news about Anthony Joshua car crash. So Anthony Joshua received devastating news delivered by Nigeria's president after a car crash killed two of his closest friends and trainers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu personally called the British boxer to offer condolences for the deaths of Sina Gami and Kevin Latif Ayodele. The crash happened on December 29th on the Lagos Ibadan Expressway when Joshua's black Lexus SUV hit a broken down truck. Police say the driver lost control after a tire burst while the vehicle was speeding and trying to pass another car. Joshua was sitting in the back seat when the accident occurred. He suffered minor injuries and is now stable in a Nigerian hospital. The Federal Road Safety Corps confirmed the SUV was traveling beyond the legally prescribed speed limit before the crash. Tinubu said he spoke directly with Joshua about the tragic losses. I also spoke with his mother and prayed for her, the president said. She was deeply appreciative of the call. May God strengthen the families and grant repose to the souls of the departed. Sinagami worked as Joshua's exercise rehabilitation coach for over 10 years. He co founded Evolve Gym and just had reposted photos from his trip to Nigeria on Instagram before the crash. Kevin Latif Ayodele served as Joshua's personal trainer and longtime friend. Joshua's last social media post before the accident showed him playing table tennis with Latif. The video captured the two friends enjoying a friendly game together, making the loss even more heartbreaking. The boxer was in Nigeria for personal reasons following his recent knockout victory over Jake Paul in Miami on December 19th. Joshua dropped Paul in the sixth round of their highly anticipated fight at the Kaseya Center. The bout drew 33 million global viewers on Netflix and earned Joshua a reported $92 million payday. Jake Paul posted his reaction to the news of the crash on social media, which we talked about yesterday, but it says, life is much more important than boxing, Paul said. I am praying for the lost lives, AJ, and anyone impacted by today's unfortunate accident. The crash investigation continues as authorities examine the exact circumstances that led to the tire burst and loss of control. So sad. So yep, it was two of his close friends who worked with him professionally, um, and worked with him in training, and yeah, so sad. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
Fuck T-Pain. Also,
Oh,
I mean, and T-Pain, I mean the president. That's what Nigerians call him.
oh, I knew who you meant.
Okay, I just wanted on record because somebody might have been like, "What? What T-Pain got to do with it?" No, not that T-Pain. Also, um, yes, it was a very, very, very sad situation, but it's highlighting the point that like the infrastructure in the country is not there, and the way that people are being dense and obtuse about that fact is really, really blowing me, because you have diasporan Nigerians versus in-country Nigerians versus, other Africans within the continent and outside in the diaspora, who are going back and forth, going back and forth. But at the end of the day got a motherfucking end. And again, this just highlights the fact that you can have all the money in the world, you could be the most known person globally, but when infrastructure is not in place, in this case, emergency services, um, accidents happen, and there's not going to be anyone to help you. People were more concerned about fucking getting the shit on camera so they could self-report it themselves as a bystander than fucking helping people who were in crisis and hurt, injured, and dying. Beyond fucking me. And this is why I tell all of my Nigerian friends or whoever and people who are interested in Nigeria, like, one, as someone who's been there, I was thankful that I spent my time there, got in, got out, had a great time. But you really are risking going at your own risk for being there, because God forbid anything happens, right? Anything, car accident, fires, floods, all of those things. Anything where you're needing electricity, because the shit was going in and out when I was staying at a fucking Marriott brand hotel. Like, that shit is very evident even in the quote unquote affluent places, in Lagos, on Victoria Island and Lakey and all that jazz. And I just want people to really understand that, especially if you have an interest in going there for the holiday season, for the festive season, and don't understand how that shit works. Like, let this be a cautionary tale that if you are caught up the creek with no fucking paddle, you are on your own. And unless you have the capability to find someone who can provide you medical service or, emergency type services, private emergency type services, you will be stuck, and you will be in a position like him and his unfortunately past friends. And I hate that.
And he's Nigerian though. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, him and his one of his other friends was also Nigerian too, half I think. But the case being is like, like, there's a saying that they call themselves that the giant of Africa, because from an economic standpoint they are, in comparison to the rest of the countries that are there. But from an infrastructure standpoint, from a fucking on the ground standpoint, like, yeah, you got some wealthy people there, but collectively y'all poor, because y'all don't have the basic fucking functionality and needs of to help, the everyday Joe citizen that's in your country. And that's kind of crazy to me. You want to sit here and be proudly Nigerian in other people's countries that are well built, but only go home when it's festive season for 2 or 3 weeks, and won't go there and help, you know turn about change. It's crazy to me. And then won't won't hold and keep your government accountable, because that president, guess where he at? Leaving the fucking country. Like, he governs not in country. What the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean you're going to Europe and going to Dubai? And wealthy there who can afford to leave to get medical treatment, that's what they do. Be
That's
fucking
a
for
good
real.
question. Like, what the fuck you mean? You're leaving, not especially at a time like, let me not even get into it because this ain't that kind of show. But yeah, girl, thank you so much for that. Because I'm not aware of. I only know, like, what I'm told and stuff. I never. This is not something I've researched, and I knew that they called him T Pain, but I didn't know anything about him, and certainly not how he. Mm, mm. Well, that actually goes into our next story because I guess you could say one good thing came out of this. Cause oh, go ahead, Chili.
let me just put a little emphasis on that information that Quinn gave. You don't want to go anywhere outside of the USA and get hurt unless it's in a country that has health care for all. You know, Canada, I think, well, whatever countries have it, you tend to get treated there. But if you're going to some island or some place that doesn't have that and you get hurt, it's it's not pretty, especially if you're seriously hurt.
Right.
You need
You
to
better
have travel insurance.
travel insurance. I was
You
just
need
gonna
to
say
have
that.
travel
Mm-hmm.
insurance, especially if you have a chronic illness that where you know that the potential for you to have some kind of episode happens. You need to have
Mm-hmm.
travel insurance. Your travel insurance more cases than not will cover and interact fairly well with wherever you're at, especially if you're in
Yep.
like Europe or something like that. But
But you
even
got to make
still,
sure that it
right.
covers, a transport back to the United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah, but even still with that, what people don't understand, and I'm only going to speak to the continent and speak to Nigeria, is that having travel insurance, yes, all the more good. But even in places like that, where the infrastructure of having a healthy healthcare system doesn't exist, right?
Right.
You're still at the mercy of what they have available to you. There have been plenty of people who
Mm-hmm.
I've seen put up GoFundMe's and try to bring awareness about some of the most basic things because places they have gone don't have basic healthcare system set in place to do the basic things like blood tests
Infrastructure
and
for the
exactly.
jets and stuff that will be required, and the corruption that they got to pay these people to come get you. I mean, there's a whole lot
Yeah.
more to it. Like,
Like for example, just recently, someone that I know, parent had um a diabetes crisis, and that person couldn't even get care in their own country. They ended up having to take them to a whole different country where they speak a whole different language in order for them to sit in a hospital for like 3 weeks to get care because that's all they had. Mind you, in the United States is different. You have access to insulin, you have access to certain things or whatever. Same thing in Europe, same thing in Asia or whatever. But just be mindful of those things.
I ain't planning on going out of the states no more. Now I wanted to, but
don't
better
be
not.
No, you can. No, no, no. And I mean, if you're, because I actually want to be a gypsy, like a nomad, when I grow up. I really do. But you gotta have travel insurance, um,
yeah,
you know, for those occasions. Because anything could happen. You don't know.
yeah,
Shit.
true. Don't be out there doing stupid shit, getting drunk, doing those
Yeah.
dangerous, touristy things like going up on the damn parachutes over the water and things that could get you injured. You want to be careful
Killed.
with that kind of stuff.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me but one.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I
Helicopter
definitely want to be a
tour ride.
nomad and a gypsy. But you never know. You could have appendicitis while you gone.
Yeah.
If you have health care here, you can that'll help for quick little trips, if you're just not there for very long. That'll get, long as you have some type of health care.
and
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 I
that's
think
not and that's not always the case. Again,
no, it's
you have
not, but for short little trips, people can't just necessarily get travel insurance. But if you're gonna be out in these international streets for long term, you got to plan for that type of insurance. It has to be something you plan out so you can have
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Well, what they have now in Nigeria, thanks to donations of the people, it looks like, and that was on going into our next story. So remember, we mentioned two names in there. One was Sina Gami, and then the other was Kevin Latif Ayodele.
Hmm.
So for Mr. Latif Ayodele, y'all will see here by way of TMZ. You'll see where it says here Anthony Joshua's trainer killed in crash receives $180,000 in donations. And it says the tragic death of Anthony Joshua's trainer, Kevin Lateef Ayodele, has resulted in an outpouring of support from the for the boxing star's longtime friend, excuse me, with more than $180,000 raised to help build a mosque in his honor after he was killed in a car crash in Nigeria.
Mm,
The
mm, mm.
fundraiser was launched on Monday by Spot Project, just hours after Ayodele and another member of Joshua's team, Sina Gami, died when the Lexus SUV they were in slammed into a stationary truck on the side of the road. Joshua suffered minor injuries in the accident. I'm absolutely shocked that he died today, and I want to be part of the people who help keep his legacy alive, the fundraiser's website said. This is why we've decided that we want to build a masjid. If I said that, is it majid or and uphold his legacy? If I mispronounced that, I'm so sorry. On top of the place of worship, the campaign is also accepting funds to build a borehole in Ayodele's honor. As of Tuesday, £134,420 has been raised, and that's over $180,000 in USD. Latz has been
Wow.
supporting Spot from the very beginning. The site said of his contributions to helping the underprivileged youth. Lotz was widely respected within the community, not only for his dedication to fitness and well being, but for his deep commitment to charity and constant remembrance of the Akira. The orphans and children at Spot were deeply touched by his regular visits. He was always present with a warm smile, building genuine bonds with them and uplifting the kids through fitness sessions, encouragement, and care. Ayodele wasn't just Joshua's personal trainer. The two were also longtime friends and were even playing table tennis just before the fatal crash. And may he rest in peace. So, yeah.
I just
That-
hope
To
all that donation money that wherever if it's supposed to go to something to fund something in Nigeria, that it actually does that. That is
I was thinking the
that's
same.
because
yeah,
yeah, people love to take advantage.
yeah. That is such a crazy turn of events coming off such a great
Hmm.
thing that happened. And I mean, it's a blessing that Anthony Joshua is still alive. Like for everybody else to die in the car, and so he's gonna need a lot of help.
Him not even being seriously injured, thank God.
Right, which is absolutely like such a freak accident. So crazy.
I mean, the tire thing, and then a car truck stopped right there. Like, mm-mm.
I know, so crazy. I hate that happened to him. But
Baby, you never know when it's your day.
never
I'm sure they were riding high and laughing and talking and riding off of his
enjoying life.
victory and just, yeah, just happy as hell. And then, boom, in a second,
Yeah,
all
life
changed.
is different.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's bad.
It really
Well,
is.
honey, again, may they rest in peace. And just like Libra Queen said, hopefully it's being used for what they saying it's being used for. But my whole thing is though, $180,000 for a mosque. Okay.
Well, in Nigeria, I mean, that may be you're not a very, expensive undertaking. We're probably not talking something like the Taj Mahal.
Yeah. Well, that's that on that, honey. Something else sad that we have to talk about. That damn David. We've been following this case for quite some time. Honestly, I wish they would just hurry up and get this motherfucker out of the paint. But they gotta do it right and do it legally.
I think,
But
but his day is coming. I think it's coming soon.
oh, absolutely. And y'all see where it says, and TMZ certainly thinks so. We're gonna listen to because it is TMZ is powered by Harvey, who happens to be an attorney. So when it comes to these legal matters, honey, he knows what he's talking about. But anyway, y'all will see where it says here by way of TMZ, David likely to be indicted by grand jury in Celeste Rivas's murder. Well, singer David will likely face murder charges for the death of Celeste Rivas. And that's because the grand jury that's hearing the case will be asked to hand down an indictment, sources tell TMZ. There was a report last month that the grand jury was an investigative grand jury, a grand jury that helps authorities gather evidence, but one that does not indict. An investigative grand jury can be useful to subpoena and then force uncooperative witnesses to testify. Our sources say, however, the grand jury that has been hearing witnesses in the Celeste Rivas murder is actually one that will vote on indictments. And multiple sources tell TMZ that authorities, including prosecutor Beth Silverman, believe David was involved in the death of Rivas. TMZ broke the story. Earlier this month, David's day to day manager, Robert Morgenroth, testified for days. A TMZ reporter heard Morgenroth tell his lawyer in the courtroom hallway Silverman was very pushy as to why he didn't call the police. He said he responded by saying it wasn't his responsibility and his job was to make sure David's tour kept going. Grand juries generally do what prosecutors want, in no small part because the target, in this case David, has no right to present a defense. There was also talk in the courtroom hallway. The grand jury could hear witnesses in February, so don't expect a quick indictment. It's getting juicy. So it's coming, just like you said, Gorgeous Moon. His time is coming, but they got to just make sure they cross all the T's and dot all the I's and make sure that motherfucker gets locked up for that heinous shit that he did to that little girl with his pedophilic ass. Alleged. I got to say allegedly until they do indict him. Allegedly. But
It's
girl,
kind of.
mm, 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 mm,
I
mm.
can't wait.
You and me both, honey. Well, that he may not be getting the court like just he may not be indicted just yet, but what he is like he's definitely done when it comes to the court of public opinion. And proof of that, this next story, y'all will see where I shared another article by way of TMZ. David's song quietly pulled from Madden amid Celeste Rivas' death investigation. So now you see that the other shit they trying to distance themselves away from that shit. So
They
one of
still
David's biggest
fall.
sports video game franchises in the world is seemingly distances itself from David and as the Celeste Rivas death investigation continues, with the singer's song getting quietly pulled from Madden NFL 26. The controversial artist is "What Are You Waiting For" was initially part of the popular football game's soundtrack when it was released back in August, and was sandwiched between Bia and Alex Warren on the playlist. Now it's nowhere to be found. The exact reason is unclear, but given what's been going on lately, it's fair to assume EA Sports wanted to distance itself from David. Rivas's dead body, as we know, was discovered inside a Tesla that was towed to an impound lot after it was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. It was later revealed that the car belonged to David. As we've previously reported, law enforcement sources told us last month that LAPD views the singer as a suspect in Rivas's death. While there is no paperwork classifying him as a suspect, one of our sources told us investigators are looking at David as a suspect. And a grand jury was convened last month as well, and we're told that they've been hearing witnesses and will vote on indictments. Yesterday, Monday, our sources told us a grand jury, which convened in November, is likely to indict David in the murder case, as we just read. David also worked with Fortnite in the past, creating the official 2025 anthem, Locked and Loaded. We have yet to hear from the 20-year-old singer himself on the matter. And he better not say nothing if he know what's good for him with his stupid, murderous, pedophilic ass, allegedly. Child. Mm-mm. Well, I mean, that's one down, a bunch of other ones to go, because I'm sure whatever other endorsements he got, he's a part of gonna be following suit. They don't want to be a part. They distance themselves. They want to distance themselves away from that shit. And then when it came to the Labubu probably gonna come out with a statement like, "We have They're gonna be like Mariah Carey. We don't know her. I don't care if he did give y'all a bunch of us at his concert. We don't know her." So this is. But just like you said, Chili, I can't wait for that ass to go down for that heinous shit that he allegedly did. Well, that's that on that. Our next story. So do y'all remember, honey, Tyler Chase?
Tyler Chase, the one who we've been hearing a lot about him in the news lately, and really against his will, because I guess the people in his circle or people that have worked with him before just can't accept the fact that he's okay with living in the street and this is what he wants to do, and he knows he's an addict, and but they keep trying to assert themselves, trying to force him to. I don't know, but anywho. But now, honey, the police done came out to say, even after that, because remember the last thing that we read about Tyler Chase was that he was going into a rehab facility. Remember we talked about that? After
Mm-hmm.
that, one of his co-stars bought him a hotel room that he completely trashed. So then after that, he went into rehab. Well, now, honey, it wasn't successful, which we knew it was wasn't going to be. And now the police have come out to say, you see where it says here by way of TMZ, police say they can't force Tyler Chase into treatment because of the laws.
They can't.
They can't. This man has made himself very clear, and y'all keep thinking it's something else. So, Tyler Chase is back sleeping on the streets of Riverdale, and there's nothing police can do to help the former child star, or excuse me, the former child actor because of California laws, and we have learned. Riverside Police Department spokesperson Ryan Railsback tells us the former Nez the Classified actor is desperately in need of long term care. But the penal laws prevent cops from forcing Tyler into a mental health or substance abuse treatment facility. Mighty Duck star Sean Weiss, a major advocate for Tyler, says a mental health crisis team recently placed Tyler in a 72-hour involuntary psychiatric hold, but then released him back to his homeless existence. TMZ obtained a video of Tyler taking a nap Monday on a stoop in front of a building. Railsback tells us police can't help Tyler, legally speaking, because he's not considered gravely disabled or a danger to himself and others. That's why they can only hold him for the 72 hours. Not only that, but Railsback points out Tyler politely declines all efforts by the authorities to get him off the streets and into a facility, explaining that homelessness is not a crime. And get this, Railsback says even if the police arrested Tyler for possessing certain narcotics or drug paraphernalia, the charges would be misdemeanors and he would be released soon after receiving a summons. As we reported, Tyler has been a transient in Southern California for quite some time while allegedly struggling with meth addiction. Railsback says police are doing everything they can for Tyler within the laws, but they have no leverage, stating, "We can't kidnap him." And it sounds like that's what y'all want to do: kidnap him, make him do what you want him to do. He told you what time it was. Y'all need to just listen to what he's saying. He don't want the help. And you see where it says he's politely declined. No, I'm good. And then I mean the video of him sleeping on the street really is the nothing. And the fact that people are still even recording it, like, come on now, crazy.
Him and thousands of others. If they could do that, they'd get them all off the street, but they can't do it.
You can't do it. I'm gonna just mute because we don't really need to hear the sound. But yeah, they
Yeah.
caught the video of him. Look at him looking very comfortable, minding his business.
He's
Probably high out his mind, honey. Probably just got to fix on some of that meth.
he's deep into it. That video of him when he was going into that motel room, it was so sad.
It really was. And that's what that dude get. I'm sitting here driving 50 miles, calling yourself trying to quote unquote help somebody. Now, in that 50-mile drive, I'm sure you done passed about how many other homeless people that you could have. I just, mm-mm. I thought I've said before I thought that was in poor taste, but anyway, again, the dude done told you, Sean, whatever that other guy's name, I forget his name that we talked about here, the black actor who drove the 50 miles to try to save him and put him in that motel. Y'all, he has made himself very clear. Listen to what he's saying. That's where he wants to be. Leave him alone. I know it hurts, but when you as somebody who has I told y'all before, I was when it comes to addiction that I had my own personal story that with people in my family, and when people make themselves really clear, you have to listen to them no matter how you feel about it, because no matter what you want, your reality is not their reality. So you can want the best you can want the best for them all day, but that's their own personal journey that they have to. And he's clearly where he wants to be. So leave him alone. Stop wasting your time and resources. Use it for other people who need the help.
Who want the help? They
Who
can't even
want the help. There
help
you
the
go.
people that want the help. So why think that they could do something for him who doesn't want the help? It's just leave him alone.
Hmm. Well, speaking of homelessness, honey, it looks as if Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer might be headed towards that. Because excuse me, remember we've been following their messy divorce, messy breakup for quite some time. And you all should see here where it says again by way of TMZ, Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's inches from being evicted from LA home, child. Not inches away, honey. Well, Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's are one step closer to being evicted after racking up $84,000 in unpaid rent at a Los Angeles area rental home. The estranged couple once lived together at the Calabasas residence, but the clerk entered a default judgment Friday granting possession of the abode to the landlord. In mid December, the landlord filed a request with the court asking for the property back because the pair had defaulted on their rent payments. In court docs, Aaron claims he's on the verge of homelessness and needs to access money from accounts he shares with Denise to pay bills. Denise says in her court filings, she quit paying the rent in January of 2025 after Aaron and his parents moved out of the home, which she and Aaron rented during their more than 6 years of marriage. In July of 2025, Aaron filed for divorce, and the two are now battling in court with both sides trading nasty accusations. Things got so ugly that in October, Aaron was arrested on a warrant related to felony domestic violence accusations made by Denise. Mm-mm. So they stopped paying rent even before he filed for divorce. Ain't that the gaggle? Mm-mm. Because according to the court docs, she stopped paying in January. And it says after Aaron and his parents moved out of the home, which they were in that house for more than during their 6 years of marriage, or more than 6 years of marriage. Messy, honey. Well, now both of their asses might be staying in a hotel. That's who y'all need to be helping out instead of instead of Tyler. That's probably they're gonna probably want the help.
Well,
So
sounds like she got money. She just not paying rent to get him out.
yeah, maybe.
Because if she stay there, apparently he's there. So sounds like she's got money. She said she
Mhm.
stopped paying the rent. Not she couldn't pay the rent.
Touche. Yep.
She probably didn't want to pay for him no more. I'm sure she was like, mm-mm, mm-mm,
And his parents, get y'all asses out my house, honey. Y'all responsible
mm-hmm.
for this motherfucker. Get y'all asses out of here.
I
No.
get it, girl. I get it.
Well, so question. If y'all were in a position, right? So let's just say if y'all were a celebrity, maybe like let's just use a boxer. If y'all were a boxer, maybe, and you were really good at your craft, you have a lot of wins under your belt, and someone like a fan on the internet, um, that person was a fan initially, but then they just started teasing you, and that fan just continues to taunt you and bullies you and put stuff on. Like anytime you post something, that fan is just all up on you, like, "Oh, bitch, you ain't all that, this, and that." And then you happen to go to that person's city and throw like a giveaway event, like a holiday event. That person actually comes up. Would you send that person away?
Absolutely. The fuck?
Well, after I cussed their ass out.
Well, Clarissa Shields was in that position, and she did the she did just that. She turned that lady away.
Is it the girl I sent you? Cause look here, her and that girl they got beef.
Now,
They
I'm
on
not
what?
sure,
Homeless?
possibly. Yeah, she won't have it. And y'all see where it says here by way of hot new hip hop, Clarissa Shields boots homeless woman and her
Oh,
kids in Christmas
homeless. Oh
giveaway.
no, no. How you
Mhm.
homeless and you up here?
On the internet.
What? Huh? That don't even make
Talking
sense. Wait,
shit,
what?
honey. Talking shit to somebody who you initially liked at first, and now that well, we just gonna watch a little quick clip of Clarissa talking about that incident. So give me 1 second and let me share my screen.
Is this girl who has been trolling me for some time now. She used to be a fan, but all of a sudden she started trolling me. Uh, when I got with the last dude I was with, I don't know if it's because she liked him or what. I have no idea. But she had been trolling me online and saying she gonna spit on me and all this other stuff like that. And,
Oh,
just just making up posts and all this other stuff, talking about me all the time. And it got to the point where I blocked the girl on every page she had because it was like anything happened with me, like she's making posts about it, she's reporting it. So I got to the point, I'm like, you know what? I want to have her off my. I don't want her to see nothing that's going on with me. So I blocked every page I know that she had. And so then, I had my Christmas giveaway, and the girl came front of the
Mm.
line with her kids, and in my the bigger person in me, the godly in me, was like, man, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? She here to get some little gifts and whatever.
So that's the first part. Here's the next one.
She help with her kids, but she's online saying I was broke, I'm ugly this, I'm ugly that, I can't dress. She gonna spit on me when she see me, all that stuff, right? And so when I got hit that she was there before the Christmas giveaway even started, I went, found her in the line, smiled at her and everything, and said, "Leave. You already know what's going on." She was like, "It's the Christmas giveaway." She had her kids with her. And I said, "Yes, you know what's going on. Like, I ain't even got to say much. Don't even make a big scene. Just go." And I
Hmm.
feel like I smiled the whole way through, you know. And she ended up, leaving her and her kids. And I told the kids, like, listen, I love y'all. I wish I could, do something for y'all, but I'm sorry. Like, if she would have had somebody else bring her kids, they would have got a gift. But I just had to, because baby, play on the internet, but don't think I'm gonna let you play in my face. Never that. So I put the
Amen.
girl out, y'all.
And then there's one more clip.
Her
I've had enough.
and I thought about it a little bit. I'm like, dang, I kind of felt bad because what if she really needed help? And then I done found out, y'all, this girl done got evicted from her house right before Thanksgiving, and now she's staying with a friend or whatever because the shelter filled up. And I was like, dang, I kind of wanted to reach out to her and like, hey, did you get the kids any gifts? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I just like, you know what? That's just karma, right? That's just karma because some people have no reason to come for me. And I keep telling folks, I am covered by the man upstairs. I am covered by Jesus Christ. It is not good for you to come messing with me when all I do is bust my butt for my family. I really have a close relationship with God. And I don't pray on the downfall of my enemies, but God knows. He said, let him get them. And the way that God can get them is way better than me.
So
Well, that's the truth.
we have a question in the chat. Did I just hear a smoke detector? First
Yes, you did, and I couldn't wait to say something about that. Oh my God.
maybe I can't prove it, but I think black people may have some type of maybe chemical reaction in our brain that makes us immune to, I don't know, getting used to that
Mm-mm,
sound. 'Cause I
mm-mm.
don't
I
know.
can't, and it pisses me off. It pisses me the fuck off. I'm not even gonna hold you.
But yeah, that's that. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
I was also going to mention that I'm not immune, baby. I will unplug that goddamn smoke
Take it
detector
down.
before I let it ride at all. No, I don't have that in me. Also, for someone um on her end to be like, oh, I'm blessed and all these things, baby, you're giving this shit way too much attention. Let that shit go. You kicked her out, cool. You told the story about kicking her out, but why are you following up? You shouldn't even follow up. If God got you and God is doing all the things and protecting you and it's karma, it's whatever, you should have said, oh, you realized who she was, kick her the fuck out and move about your motherfucking day. This is a nothing burger. Like, to be honest, nothing burger. Why are you wasting your energy hyping her up? Because
Well,
now all
yeah,
she
that's
gonna
some
do is see this.
content, girl.
Right. We don't want the content though. Well, I mean, so maybe somebody do, but personally, I don't want the content because that same girl is gonna be like, "Oh, she was up there sitting here making all these fucking videos about me, and my kids are struggling, whatever." Now it's just, it's adding fuel to the nothing fire. So it's cute, whatever, cool. Either say you kicked her out, either you know her situation, help her and do it in private so nobody fucking know, or shut the fuck up and keep it moving because shit don't get off the pot. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Um. So I sent Auntie this chick because the girl. I've watched several of her videos. She's a content creator. I think she's like Afro Latina, and she's from New York or whatever. She is dragging Clarissa. And it started with the whole Breakfast Club interview thing, and then it has just continued. And I guess, I don't know, Clarissa said something, responded. So it reminds me of how Auntie has this advertisement to old girl from Rock Nation when she took the said so had the little cease and desist. Like, oh, bitch, you just
Yes,
started
it is.
something that I got time for today.
Mhm. I won't even think about you now. Now you on my list.
And that's kind of how she's moving. And so, and then she said, you know what, girl, because she was talking, she started talking about her outfit or her little her leave out on her in her posts on the internet, and said, girl, let's just drop our beef so we could be friends, so I could tell you, like, make sure you because this leave out ain't doing it. You can't be holding up money in no picture and talk about this or that or whatever her caption was, and your leave out is just a mess.
Even if she did was friends with her, honey, she won't look because the only person she's listening to at this point is Papoose.
Oh well, that's not good.
Right. That's the only person opinion she cares about, honey. And y'all can't
Well,
tell her
that's
nothing about that
not.
man.
You can't be holding up money like you are all this and that, and then your hair don't reflect the whole. And she talked about the outfit and everything. It was funny. Didn't I send that to you?
Yep.
When I say that girl has me dying about, she said, "I have now made it my personal mission to drag your ass. Don't even worry about it, boss."
No, and this is one of those things for me where like multiple things can be true at the same time because I certainly agree with Libra Queen and how she said because following up now it's one thing to do that at the event, you are well justified in that, but
Mm-hmm.
following up after the fact and then finding out she was home and say, oh, did she get y'all any Christmas presents like that? Now you're just being messy and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, girl. But and at the same time, this is also a message for the public. You cannot don't be trying to throw rocks and then hide your hands behind your back. Like especially like this girl knew just that's kind of like me right now. We all know, and I tell y'all all the time that Omarion has me blocked, and rightfully so, right? Because I was giving him a really really hard time on Twitter back in the day. And
Mm-hmm.
and it was a similar situation, honey. Because remember, he had two pages. He had the original one Amarion, the number one Amarion, and then he has one where just Amarion. A bitch is blocked on both of them, honey. He was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this
He
bitch."
said, "Oh, bitch, you're not getting through at all."
Exactly. So that's like me going up to like an event that Omarion is throwing, expecting something. Omarion is well within his right to be like, no, bitch, get your ass up out of here. But then if he tries to
Mhm.
follow up on me, okay, okay, girl, is you obsessed? Like, that. So I certainly get. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect Omarion to be nice to me after all of that. And that I guess
Right.
that's the messaging that.
Very much true. You like, but girl, like in your position, like how you up here trying to drag this lady and your shit ain't even together, girl.
Mhm.
Stop. You kind of embarrassing yourself. Mm-mm.
She'll see the light one day, honey. This man got a nose wide open. And I listen, I've been there. I have been with an older man and I know how they can get your nose wide open, but she'll eventually learn to just use these men for the meat sticks that they are and go on about your business. But and if she is pregnant, again, this is gonna be
Oh,
the part of
pregnant.
it's been rumors that she came out and said that this is not true, but I'm one of those people where there's smoke, there's fire. Because remember, the same thing kind of happened with Halle Bailey, just last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. I was like, girl, get off the floor.
So,
Mm. But she learned the hard way with that one. Oh, baby,
and
I saw the writing on the wall. I said, girl.
that's gonna be another situation where, just like Cardi B, where I'm gonna just stop myself, be like, anything that I say is not gonna sound like I advocate for women's reproductive
I
rights.
know.
So I'm just gonna keep my comments to myself.
You're right.
But she also already said that was the goal, was that they was gonna have a child together or something.
Oh, she did say that, did she?
If I'm not mistaken, that was put out like when the whole hype of them being together was coming out after the little beef with Remy, I'm almost certain that that was something that they talked about or she talked about, and people were dragging her about the fact like, why would you be young? Why would you be young and dumb to knowingly have a baby with a man who's still married to his wife? No
Mm.
matter how the situation looked, like they separated, whatever, he's still married to his wife. Like, why would you put yourself in that kind of situation off the rip instead of
Well,
just
in your career, like,
lit,
girl,
lit. I mean, career side. I mean, as a woman, there's never a quote unquote right time to do
no, it's
that
not.
when you're in a career that is basically about your body, right? Because again, pregnancy changes you. But even still, that was something that I distinctly remember her saying, or it being reported about her, is that that was
Oh,
something that she wanted to do. And I was like, oh wow.
oh,
You know, wow.
Girl, I definitely
Well,
missed that piece of news. And ooh, honey, the girl, stand up. Ooh,
okay,
girl.
off the floor, girl.
okay. I'm like, wait it out a little bit, like, girl. But hey, you like it, I love it. Whatever. It's your
Exactly.
cooch,
Your
girl. It's
body,
your
your choice,
cooch.
and you have the right to make that decision. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this next story I have. So do y'all remember over the holiday? I can't remember if it was Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, but we learned about the rapper Lil Zay Osama, and he
Oh,
gave back to
oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
He gave back to that woman who was attacked. Her and her children was attacked by all of those kids in Chicago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it actually, because those kids were officially charged.
Good. I
Yep,
hope
and
their
y'all see, I
parents
just
is
shared
charged
here by
too.
way of all hip hop. Kids charged after mom and son beaten near Chicago school as Lil Zay Osama helps family. And I just remember what we all said. Let's go stream this young man's music. He is so good. Let's stream it. And then we played a clip of a song. We was like all like, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
yeah,
cute, but he got 15 seconds.
Mm.
yeah. And that's all we gonna say. Yeah,
Keep doing your thing, young man.
young king. Yeah. Well, 7 kids got charged after they beat up a mom and her 9-year-old son near a Chicago school. The attack happened last month, but cops just announced the charges on Tuesday. Korshonda Hatter and her son were walking home from Orville Bright Elementary School when the group jumped them. The kids who did it were between 10 and 13 years old. They all got misdemeanor battery charges. The whole thing started because of bullying at the school. Hatter said her son was getting picked on and she tried to handle it the right way. But instead of getting help, she and her kid got attacked. I can't sleep because I wake up in the middle of the night with that vision in my head of my son calling my name to help him, and I couldn't do nothing for him, Hatter said.
Oh,
The attack was so bad that both Hatter and her son went to the hospital in serious condition. Hatter said that the beating was so violent that she can't have any more kids now. Um,
damn.
yep. But something good came out of all of this pain. Chicago rapper Lil Zay Osama saw what happened and decided to help the family during Christmas. Lil Zay Osama teamed up with Ceasefire to surprise Hatter and her 2 kids with tons of presents. They got an Xbox, baby dolls, clothes, and other gifts. The rapper also gave the family $650 check to help them out. This the only family I have. It makes it real brighter. I love all of this knowing that I have people behind my back supporting me, Hatter said when she got the surprise. The gift giveaway happened at Ceasefire headquarters in Calumet Park. Hatter bought both her kids, 10-year-old Devon Lee and 6-year-old Devon Ye. These are some pretty names. Anyway, the kids were so happy to get all the presents. Lil Zay Osama said he had to do something after seeing the video of the attack. Nobody, kids, no parents, nobody at all. That ain't parents. That ain't parents don't deserve that type of treatment at all. Okay, whatever that means, honey. And that's really how.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't
uh,
know. Yeah.
okay.
The rapper said he wants to keep helping the family even after Christmas. He's part of the Stop the Violence movement in Chicago and thinks what happened to them was totally wrong. Meanwhile, the 7 kids who did the attack got released from custody and have to go to counseling. Hatter thinks they should have gotten more time in juvenile detention. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson said he was deeply disturbed by the video. He said the city is working with schools and police to make sure kids are safe walking to and from school. The attack happened on the 100 and 600 block of South Bensley Avenue around 3 p.m. Video of the beating went viral on social media and shared thousands of times. Chicago Public Schools says they are working with the mayor's office and police to help the family. They also said they are adding more support for students at the school. Hatter said this whole experience has been traumatic for her family, but getting help from Lil Zay Osama and the community has made things a little better during the holidays. You know what? I'm gonna go stream another one of this young man songs because again, this is just like I love to see my young king, and I just have to say that YN shit, I hate it. When I tell you I hate it with a I cannot stand seeing y'all call our young black boys YNs. That shit just grinds my gears every time. It's very cringy to me. Now I know it's not gonna go anywhere because it's very popularized. Simply like similar. I remember feeling like this about thought. Oh my god! I'm like, why did you, first of all, that just sounds horrible. Why is y'all trying to make this a popular term and then it just ended up taking on a life of its own? God, but I hate that YN shit. I hate it. And look, we have a comment now. White people are saying exactly, and y'all think it's okay to call our little black boys.
White people are saying this. What?
Yes,
I'm
white
glad.
people are
Like,
using the
ooh,
term
be
YN.
offense.
Like, oh,
Jesus,
listen
I
to
ain't seen it.
YN. Yes, they are saying that, and they think they can get away with it just because they are technically not saying the N word. I don't like it.
Oh no.
And if we had something to counter that, like, are we calling the little white boys YRs for like young racists? No, we're
Or
not.
YCs, young crackers.
Oh, okay, okay. So I don't like
Oh
it.
my God. No, I'm glad I ain't seen no white people say that. Jesus. Oh, continue to protect me from that foolery. Oh shit.
Amen, amen. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
I just came here to preach the gospel and also agree, amen, glory. Because if I see another black person say YN, please get the fuck out my face. Please get the fuck out my face. Please get the fuck out my face. Because the way that shit just it just be burning up the back of my goddamn last little nerve that I got for impatience for my people. I'd be like, why? What was the reason? And on top of that, I think one of the reasons why it really just irks me so much more now is because of the fact that we know that our culture runs the fucking world, and it's not being that particular thing is not being gate kept, was not gate kept. And so there are people who are not black, who are not specifically black American, who are fucking going around talking about watch out for the YNs, watch out for the YNs, like it's a fucking trend, like that's something fucking cool. Just like all of the quote unquote TikTok language and Gen Z language is literally stems from black culture, and they call it, and they have rebranded and renamed it and reassociated it. When I say I'm super annoyed at that, like I be having to woo motherfucking side, and as soon as I see it, bitch, I'm reporting. If I see it in your content, I'm reporting it. If I see it online, I'm reporting it. I do not care who you are. I don't care if we cool. Is you cool? Is we cool? Because no. What was the reason? There's no necessity, especially we as black people, there's no necessity for that to be popularized outside of us. And also that the demographic of the people who use that is a very small demographic where that originated at. And I'm real mad that it came out of that circle, to be honest. But if I see it, just know that, bitch, if you get tagged or you lose some content or you lose or whatever, and we happen to be mutuals, just know that it was me. Yes, I did it, and I'll do it again.
Damn right. And we say all this to say stop calling our young black boys and our young black men YNs. That shit is horrible. I hate it. So that's that on that, child. Well, I got three more stories left. Y'all know I always like to squeeze in a story about some people that y'all don't know about. Y'all don't have and I already know y'all like gonna know who these people is. Maybe y'all have heard of Black Boy Max because his name has come up in some stories that we've talked about before. Who was it? 5-Year Foreign. He was upset at Black Boy because he was smoking weed at Black Boy Max's Airbnb. But
Mm-hmm.
anywho,
Huh?
Uh,
I always hold my
Okay.
breath like maybe this time I'll know who he's talking about. Nope. Another one. Nope. Don't even remember to mention.
well, I already know that y'all not gonna know anybody involved in this story, but this is such a juicy story that I could not let it slide, honey.
Okay,
Hey,
because
it's become a game for me. Let me see
not
if
in
I can.
curiosity, do we know who that is?
You right. I don't even need to let curiosity kill me. I already know. Y'all have no idea. Even though we've talked about Platboy Max, y'all still y'all was like, who? Oh
What? And he's a white boy?
well, FaZe Banks is. Is Platboy Max
Oh.
white? I forgot how he looked. Let me see.
Oh. No.
Black Boy Max. Let me see.
Plaque like teeth plaque?
Yes, black like teeth.
Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and Platboy Max is black. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
because I see this big ass white boy right here, and so I
Yes,
thought that's
this
who
is
that
FaZe
was.
Banks here.
I want better.
and just so and because y'all don't look, we have I'm seeing in the comment we have no typed again, baby. When I tell you I am hollering,
Look, it's my little personal mission, like, because I can't wait to go. I know them, but it ain't happened yet. So,
it's gonna happen one day. It's gonna happen one day.
It did that one time for that one rapper that's from Oregon or from the West Coast somewhere. It did barely. It was in there. I remember because I was like, "Who is that? We don't know that." And then Moon was like,
did
"Yeah,
I say
it's."
I vaguely remember? No, I don't know.
Well, and y'all should see where it says here in Hot New Hip Hop, FaZe Banks readies lawsuit against Platboy Max's cousin over underage Charlie D. Emilio allegations.
Oh,
I told y'all, juicy honey. Well, FaZe Clan has been embroiled in lots of drama over the past decade. Ownership of the gaming organization has been a bit of a disaster, especially after the company went public. At one point, anyone could join FaZe, and the gaming organization had completely lost its luster. Eventually, FaZe Banks, one of the originators of the clan, came back in to take control, and it was here that he recruited a plethora of content creators. Lacey, Stable Ronaldo, and Platboy Max were some of the biggest names added to the organization. However, over the weekend, it all fell apart, and now Platboy Max and Banks are at war. In fact, in the middle of this beef, Platboy Max's cousin jumped in and alleged that Banks had sex with Charlie D'Amelio while she was underage. For context, FaZe Banks is 34. These are hefty allegations, and Banks is not taking them lightly. On Sunday, he posted a message online claiming that he is thinking of suing PBM's cousin. Furthermore, he posted a screenshot from a FaceTime call with Charlie, which shows that the two are planning some sort of response. Um, as you can see in the screenshot above, posted by No Jumper, D'Amelio replied to Banks with a tweet, replied to Banks' tweet with a thumbs up. Needless to say, she is co-signing the FaZe creator's anger. Banks notes in his response that he met Charlie in 2024 when she was turning 20 years old. He also made it a point that their relationship is no one's business. And I'm going to go to the screenshot that they were talking about. So
I
this
just want
is
it on record that the word "going to war" or this phrase "going to war" is very loosely used here, and I feel like they could have used something else. Because what do you mean
I
they
feel
going
like
back and
I
forth on
agree.
and it's war? Please.
I feel like I agree because y'all bitch ass niggas y'all can't even damn stand up when you order wrong in a restaurant. So you think anywho.
Hello, so the drama.
So leave the war to the real heroes. Shout out to the veteran. That says this has become one of the biggest stories in the streaming space over the weekend. The proliferation of FaZe has been rough to watch, especially when you consider their roots in gaming and Call of Duty. Now, FaZe is less about esports and more about clout farming on Twitch and Kick. Whether or not that ever changes remains to be seen. Until further notice, it feels as though FaZe is dead. I've never I'm not a streamer and I've never heard of like Pet Phase or like this gaming app or whatever. But baby, this story was I said, oh, 'cause at first I was like, well, who is these people? I don't
yeah,
know
I
these
don't
people,
know.
baby, but this story is juicy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we have a comment. He's a white man. Statutory rates come with the territory. Oh my God. Oops.
Well,
I mean, and then it says because
well.
who the hell are they? The Justice League or the Legion of Doom? Ooh.
Well,
They could never, honey. The Legion of Doom, honey. Those are like the elite villains, honey. Ain't can't no baby, please. These hoes could never. Well, we have in our next story, this is pretty much water is wet news. Um, we have seen whispers of Deion Sanders and Carucci. It's even been confirmed that they are a thing by other people, like by Deion's family, but neither of them have ever come out to say anything. That is until now. And Deion has made it Instagram official. So y'all see, I just shared here by way of TMZ. Deion Sanders cozies up with Karrueche Tran in first Instagram pic together, baby. And you know when you go Instagram official, honey, but the wedding is next. So, anywho, even
let's
though
not.
it's not. Let's not get ahead of ourselves now. It's not.
Okay.
Well, even though it's been a foregone conclusion for months, Deion Sanders is finally confirming his romance with Karrueche Tran by taking a meaningful step in their relationship, going Instagram official. Coach Prime shared a pic to his Instagram story on Sunday, flashing his pearly whites with Tran cozied up on his shoulder, sporting a smile of her own. Of course, Prime's post came after his son Shiloh already spilled the tea on his YouTube channel, where he already shared a nearly 15-minute home video of the family's Christmas at Dion's mansion. When Shiloh first arrived, his sister Deandra revealed that their father had gone to meet Tran's parents, which shocked the hell out of the former Buccaneers hopeful. This nigga drove to Prosper, Texas. That's like 2 hours, Shiloh said. Later in the clip, Sanders and Tran arrived, and Shiloh opened his gift from the couple while they sat together on the stairs, all lovey-dovey. Shiloh, who was waived by Tampa Bay during final roster cuts this season, even thanked Tran for the Fear of God Essentials outfit, and she jokingly called him, quote unquote, stepson. Tran and Sanders spoke about their Christmas together at the Browns versus Steelers game on Sunday, saying they had a great holiday with family, honey. The dating rumors first surfaced a few months back when Tran appeared in Deion Jr.'s blog, showing the NFL Hall of Famer at the hospital for treatment related to blood clots. She's been around. The Sanders fam ever since, and let's face it, everyone knew what it was. Well, it's officially official now. Good for her, girl. Get that diabetic dick, girl. I know that's right. Well, she probably ain't getting no dick, honey, quiet as good, but I know she probably getting ate right, allegedly. And I love this for her because she gets to be a grandma without ever having no kids. So, girl, you better work. That's actually my dream. I've always wanted to be someone's grandmother, but I can't have children. So Karucha, look at her out here inspiring the girls, honey. Look. We have a comment. Oh, so they must be serious, baby. They been serious, honey. When she was holding that baby, her quote unquote grandbaby,
Yeah, I was like, oh,
it was serious then, honey. So good for them. If she like it, I love it. But hey,
I guess that's what we're gonna say.
right. Yeah, because the next
Girl.
thing I have to say, it was about to be really mean, and we were just talking about being mean spirited earlier. So I'm just gonna take my own advice, keep it to myself.
Okay,
I
same.
hope
I'm
she
gonna
getting some
follow up.
money, because if not, oh,
Oh, she definitely getting
I
some
heard
money.
he cheap.
I heard. He do. And girl, I seen
Hold
her
up.
sit
Did
over
you say you
say
heard he's
something.
cheap with a P or cheat with a T?
Cheap.
Oh, cheap with a P.
Oh, with a P. Oh, well, I can see that, but
Look, because the gag is for both things that could have been true, and that's why I was
I
like,
mean,
hold.
yeah, I mean,
Oops,
I'm
I'm sorry.
like,
Allegedly.
I'm like, girl, get off the floor, bro. If you in love, I guess, with your senior citizen,
Mm-hmm. I
maybe
can't
she
wait
don't
to
have to
find
all
do
the
out.
no work.
discounts.
maybe he, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of medicine out there. Maybe he could get it, maybe he can't. I don't know. Maybe it's less work for her. I
He still got a
guess.
mouth, and that mouth work. So, well, speaking of working mouths, honey, Missy Elliott. That y'all know that's my girl, and I ain't talking about like working mouths as in sex related. I mean as in singing, vocally, music. That's what. But this last story is a really nice one about that iconic Missy Elliott. So y'all know she's originally from Portsmouth, Virginia. And fun fact, when my cousin was living in Portsmouth briefly, she actually went to the same high school that Missy Elliott went to. And one day out of the blue, Missy Elliott came to surprise the students with a performance. So my cousin got to see it. I said, "Oh my girl, could you imagine being at school, just going on about your day, then Missy Elliott comes and perform for you? Bitch, I wouldn't know what to do with myself." But anywho, Missy Elliott is still out here doing great things in Portsmouth. As recently, on the holiday, she just had a homeless event, a nonprofit event. And you see where it says here by way of all hip hop, Missy Elliott donates $50,000 to Portsmouth homeless nonprofit during holiday food drive. So, Missy Elliott gave $50,000 to Portsmouth volunteers for the homeless through her mother, Patricia Elliott, during a community food drive at the Joe B. Fleming building. The donation was made through a partnership with Third Baptist Church to provide free meals to community members. Pastor Joseph Fleming said they were passing out hope through hot meals, a bike drive, and mobile pantry services. Patricia Elliott discussed her family's past struggles and why giving back matters to them. Life is so short, Patricia Elliott said. You can be up today and down tomorrow, but it doesn't mean that you stay down because we were almost there. And that's why it's very sensitive to us that we give back to the community, that we give and we give back to the community. Missy Elliott hometown connection runs deep. Portsmouth honored her with Missy Elliott Boulevard in October of 2022, renaming a portion of McLean Street after the Grammy winning artist. The street dedication was part of the city's entertainment district development and recognized her global impact on music and culture. The Virginia native has made history multiple times throughout her career. She became the first female rapper with 6 consecutive platinum studio albums and is the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Her philanthropy was recognized when Governor Glenn Youngkin declared October 17th Missy Elliott Day in 2022. Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless will use the $50,000 donation to provide food, shelter, and housing assistance for people in need. The nonprofit operates programs that give people safe places to sleep and help them get back on their feet. Elliott's giving extends beyond this latest donation. She has consistently supported Portsmouth families through rent assistance programs and holiday tour drives. Elliott's recent philanthropic efforts include rent relief for families, $60,000 in toys for children, and the provision of shoes and socks for elementary students. Baby, when I tell you that motherfucking Missy Elliott is that
I
girl
love her.
and will
That's
always
a
be that
cancer
girl,
queen right there. She is
oh,
a cancer queen. Love her. Love her down.
oh my God. See, and if all the cancers right were like Moon and Missy Elliott, I wouldn't slander the men so much, right? but but unfortunately, the men and the women are very, very different. And when it
Oh,
comes to
men
women,
deserve every last little bit of what they get of the
every bit
slander.
of it,
Please, I stand in no ways. Please,
I'm
no.
speaking from experience, honey. But this I
Same.
just it is so, so amazing. Like when you read and then the rent relief, the giving back to toy with the toys, like I girl. And then on top of that, these are one of those because she doesn't go around bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you other people are talking about her mama talking about it. Oh yeah, we give because it and whole time I didn't know Missy Elliott did any of this, like similar to Beyonce, right? With her Be Good Foundation. How she's been out here giving back, especially the people of Houston, giving back all those meals and stuff like that. And she don't really talk about. I love that. So shout out to Missy Elliott. And I'm truly glad like she's it's still not coming quick enough for me personally, but I'm glad she is getting her flowers like while she's still alive. So Shout out to that. I love that. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today, honey. So before we head out, did any of you have any tea that you want to share? Any tea that I might have missed? Oh, it looks like we have one in the chat. It says Tatiana Schlossberg, daughter of Caroline Kennedy, has died. Oh, rest in peace. I'm not familiar with who
Mm.
that is, but
They weren't in the public eye, but it's she's the grandchild of JFK.
oh,
Caroline Kennedy,
Yeah, I think we
her
talked
child, she had
about
incurable cancer.
yeah, of some kind of form of leukemia or something like that, or
Hmm.
a rare form that the treatments didn't work for.
oh. Well,
Yeah,
miss you. Rest in peace.
she announced it
And
a few
she's young.
months ago that she was terminal. So yeah, she died.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh, and the brother is running for. I think he's gotten into political.
oh, has he?
Yeah, her brother. I think he's running for something. Maybe I don't know if he still is, but it's unfortunate. But she ripped her uncle a new one. Her
Oof, that family been
cousin.
through a
No,
lot.
not
I
uncle.
remember
Cousin.
her.
Cousin.
Yeah, the one RFK. She the one who
Yeah,
okay.
RFK. Yeah.
I remember now. Yep. Oh. Well, yeah, again, rest in peace. Oh, go ahead, Libra Queen.
Okay, I was gonna make a comment on that. She was 35. That's crazy. She was born in 1990. Um, May 5th, 1990. That's crazy. Um, but also I was gonna ask if y'all saw the update on the Ghanaian man who was building the arcs because he said that it was supposed to flood. It was supposed to flood. God was supposed to flood the world again on Christmas Day. Well,
No. Mm-mm.
apparently he done bought a luxury vehicle. He done bought a Mercedes AMG with the donations from said money, and I
Oh.
think it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
because how you get hoodwinked like that, bro, and brought in your face. Because one, if you it's particularly that area of the world, right? West Africa, they very some of them are very Bible thumping. If you
Mm.
believe in the word of the Bible, then you would know that that's one thing that God has promised via the rainbow. When he would not he she the entity would not do again. But you believe a quote unquote prophet. How many and donating money to the said prophet? Crazy
Yes.
bananas.
Yes. And I'm not surprised by any of it because you want to know why? Crystal fascism is rampant
Hello.
around here and is making people just pretty much like just negate all their critical thinking skills. So yes, I'm not surprised that that happened and they pretty much get um I would my thing is though in this day and age we have too many technological advances, right? Because you can easily
Hmm.
put weather in Google and find out what's
Hmm.
going to happen 2 weeks from now, right?
They don't believe that.
So for them to like that was willful and it's due to them not having any critical thinking skills. So yeah, and we're going to see a lot more of that in the next 3 years. Just watch.
Well, I mean, we had the people that thought that we were gonna have the what was it
The
called? What's it called?
rapture, the
The
rapture was
rapture.
coming in
Hmm.
September.
And
Was
then
it
said,
September, October?
yeah, and then when it didn't happen, then somebody said, "Oh, we was looking at the wrong cap." But if y'all don't shut the fuck up,
Child,
And
I'm
and
telling
people
you.
really sold things, gave away things, baby. Why nobody
hmm
gave nothing to me? Because give me a car, give me a
you
house.
understand the walk back to the car when nothing happened.
Baby, they're gonna pick some kind of a like some kind of a story from the Bible that we all remember. They're gonna try to have something come out of it. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of what I think is gonna happen. And you remember I said I predicted this on this day on December 30th. So there's gonna be some kind of a an event between a man and a lion, right? They're gonna try to linking it with David and Goliath. What we're not gonna see is that damn lion was sedated, the drugs. So but it's gonna make it look like that person that regular Joe was so triumphant, and we all just need to have faith. And watch what I tell you. I'm telling you, watch. So that's that on that, honey.
They never gonna get me. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
And me either, honey. That's why they can't stand people like us, honey. They're quick to call us atheists or devil worshippers and all of that. Child, please. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me stupid.
Hello, wake it up.
So, well, thank you for that, Libra Queen.
And also,
The,
I'm gonna call him stupid. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm that, but you stupid."
okay. Well, did anybody have any other tea before we head out? All right, y'all. Well, it is always a pleasure. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow for a live show at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we have a special guest tomorrow. So to tune in to see who it will be, or subscribe to me because I'm going to give send y'all my subscribers an email, give y'all a preview of who that fabulous person is going to be that's coming to speak with us tomorrow.
We're getting an email.
You're getting another email, honey. This time, not a test email. Like I botched that last
A
test.
real one.
And to my subscribers, now the message in there was real, but I wasn't planning to send that message until the following day. Y'all got it early, and it was a test, so I truly apologize. But at least we know it works. Yes.
Amen.
Shout out to all the folks who subscribe who's gonna get a "You Got Mail" message. Hello.
Okay.
So official over here. I love him.
So do not forget to subscribe to a bitch. And how you subscribe to, again, AuntieDerek.com, and you'll see the big green subscribe button at the top right. And if you're feeling generous, you can always send a tip too. I'm just saying.
I
And
mean,
tip my
would you read
co-host.
my mind or what? Because I was gonna say that. I was like,
Tip your
the tip button's
bartender.
right there.
Tip your
Uh-huh.
bartender. Tip
Tip
your
your
bartender.
bartender. And your waiters. My co-host can get tips too.
Okay.
Well, I love you all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Okay,
Cheers.
bye.